In the headlines, government to legislate greater recognition and reward for past politicians. Cultural groups around Dominica commended for making Reunion 2018 a success. And Anton White-Ferry Joseph is four-time NCCU Kata champion. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001-275-5003 today.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Dominica's past political leaders expected to be better recognized and rewarded for their service. In his Independence Day address, the Prime Minister announced he would be enlisting the opposition's input on the way forward.
I propose as my first order of business on Tuesday morning to write the current leader of the opposition with a view to enlisting his support for the setting up of a bipartisan committee of the current Parliament of Dominica to look at and make recommendations for the enactment of a past leaders protocol, whereby henceforth it will be etched in law and practice the manner in which we acknowledge and reward the contributions of those who have served at the highest level. I do not wish to anticipate the work and recommendations of that committee, but I am persuaded that at this stage of our development, no former leader should be receiving as a pension anything less than the current salary of a minister of government. Also, that they should not have to drive themselves or seek out transportation to official events, and furthermore, that they should be provided a state-sponsored vehicle every 5 years. That's my view on the matter, and I will share this at the inaugural meeting of the committee, which I hope can be convened before the end of this month.
Youth relief on the way for graduates who have returned to help build Dominica but are bogged down by student loans. Prime Minister Scarrett is devising a way to alleviate part of that burden.
I have therefore again advised the relevant authorities in government to effect a system whereby, come January 2019, the outstanding balance on the accounts of all graduates who have returned to Dominica and who are either working or in the process of seeking out employment shall be slashed in commemoration of this particular anniversary of independence. Shall be slashed by 40%. Whatever they owe Aid Bank and other institutions for their student loan, the government shall absorb 40% of the remaining balance as a means of saying, congratulations on your achievements, thanks for returning home, and we are grateful for what you're doing to help build a climate-resilient Dominica.
And some welcome news for pensioners who will receive a one-time gratuity next month.
Those who currently receive $300 a month as a non-contributory pension shall, in the month of December, receive a total of $500. Those who receive between $300 and $500 each month, having contributed to the pension scheme over the years, shall next month receive an extra $300 as a top-up and as a gesture of this country saying thank you for services rendered. As time goes by and the finances of the country improve, there are other categories of seniors and other individuals whom we shall also identify and to whom we shall also express our gratitude.
In other top stories, cultural groups around Dominica have been commended for making Reunion Independence celebrations a success. That's according to Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence, who is also the chairman of the Independence Committee. Lawrence says the impact of Hurricane Maria on cultural groups around the country was far-reaching. However, the various individuals were able to pull together and display Dominica's vibrant culture to the world.
After the hurricane, we did an assessment across the island, and we found out that a number of groups had lost their costumes, they had lost some of their musical instruments. The places where they were rehearsing had been damaged, either the roofs had gone, and they had difficulty finding a place to practice. Some of their members had migrated, had left Dominica, and so the groups were dislocated in a number of ways. So we were not sure what the participation was going to be this year, but I'm very, very happy to report that it really sort of took me by surprise that so many groups and individuals turned out at all our district festivals.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Karim Prevost, says government recognizes the importance of culture to the country and its tourism product and will continue to support the development of these traditions.
Our government, through the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, will continue to invest in the development of arts and culture in Dominica. We are also very aware that they play a very important role in the tourism product because the tourists enjoy the cultural expressions of the country when they visit. And beginning this tourism season, this cruise season, you would have seen the integration of our culture in our tourism welcome. On Tuesday, our season ramps up into full gear and we will host 2 cruise ships, one at the Woodbridge Bay and one at the Roseau Bayfront, and do expect to see our cultural groups, our artists, performing on that day to welcome our visitors. We need to continue to assist our cultural groups and artists as they continue to rebound in their works and cultural expressions around the island.
Dominica officially brought down the curtain on its 40th independence anniversary celebrations with Community Day of Service on 5th November. Meantime, 3 cultural awards will be bestowed upon 2 deserving individuals and 1 group at the Cultural Gala over the weekend. Delton Dalrymple of the Goodwill Secondary School has been awarded the Young Artist Award for 2018.
Delton has made Dominica's culture a top priority. Delton has been performing since the tender age of 5 as a member of the Point Michel Junior and Senior cultural groups, as well as the Goodwill Secondary Senior cultural group. The preservation and promotion of Dominica's culture is one of his primary goals. Over the span of a decade, Delton has developed an extensive cultural repertoire in dance, including the mazouk, the sotis, flirtation, and heel and toe. He's also a skilled ballet dancer.
Daniel Phillip of Grand 4, who was absent from the gala, received the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Mr. Phillip of Grand 4 has been promoting traditional culture for many, many years. He's a very skilled tambour player and has been part of a Jinping band in the Grand 4 area for many, many years. This evening we salute Mr. Daniel Phillip of Grand 4 and we honor him with the Lifetime Achievement Award for 2018.
And the Sibuli Massacre Cultural Group received the Eoli Blood Trophy for their contribution to Dominica's culture.
This group started in August of 2013 and from its inception has participated and contributed to the development of culture, most notably in the areas of drumming and ballet. This year they added the Jinping dances to their repertoire of performances. The group has developed a love for culture with its 34-strong membership in ages ranging from 6 upwards. And most of the members hail from the community of Sibuli Massacre.
Anton Whiteferry Joseph of Grand 4 has made it 4 in a row as NCCU Kada Slipso champion. Joseph was crowned winner from a field of 10 other competitors with his song We Still Striving.
It was a heartbreak to see what was left. Our sweet country was brought to its depth. Many were homeless, don't know what was next. Struggling for food, we were in distress. And under all this, many people chose to fight. Some leaders forgot their duty was to unite. People revoked their oath to give and chose greed as a way to survive. But we kept striving. We faced the toughest storm. We still striving. The looting and the wrong we done. We still striving. We lost our livelihood and deaths we mourn. But we held on. And we're moving on, brother. Dominica strong.
Second place went to Crispy Sylvester with his song titled Chauffeur Bus, while third position was copped by Kasim Birmingham with his rendition La Vie Dou. Meanwhile, in the band segment, Fanatic Band emerged winner as they put on a clinical performance of their Kada Slipso tunes.
That's how we can know. Kada Slipso.
Second place went to the First Serenade Band from Point Michelle, and the young upcoming Signal Band took third place. You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome back. Employees under the National Employment Program turned out on Monday, coming to their service to prepare the school grounds in Vieques.
As he does every year, Prime Minister Skerritt was present doing his share of the work.
Tell us a little bit about your project. It seems you're doing a number of different things today. In Vieques, we have essentially two projects. One of us here at the school. We're trying to have the school reopen. The building used on Thursday because the school was severely impacted by the hurricane. So we now have a new roof and new windows, new doors, painting, etc., furniture. So we want to get the school ready in terms of the environment ready for the students to occupy. So we have some people here working diligently. We are doing the cutting the grass and cleaning the flower beds. And then later this afternoon we'll be covering the lunch shed. This is the lunch shed over there. So we have the galvanizer ready, we have put in the rafters. It's a matter of just to screw the galvanizer on and power wash the building so that students can have their lunch in a clean and conducive environment. And as we are at the school, Mr. Prime Minister, there's been quite a bit of work here since Hurricane Maria to get this school ready for classes in terms of the roof and the doors. The complete roof was gone. So we had to reinstate the roof, the ceilings, the electricals, completely new electricals, new windows, new doors, painting, new furniture will come in. We've been in the chalkboard today, as you saw. So we're doing everything possible to have the school ready. We have the plumber working on the washrooms to ensure that they're flushing properly and they're all functional. So this is one project today, very extensive, but we are pushing. And if we don't complete today, then I have the team that will come in on Wednesday to ensure that the final touches are in place. Then the second project we have in the village is to the O2 Bay. The O2 Bay became popular internationally because it was one of the locations for Pirates of the Caribbean. So it has a very important element in terms of our ecotourism drive in Dominica. So we are cleaning the road going down to the bay, and then in the next week or so we will move to the concreting of the drains so that we can control the flow of water. So all in all, I mean, we would expect more people, but in these things, my position is if two show up, we start, and as it goes by, people will join. So, but the crew we have here, they are seriously committed, and I think we will push a lot of work today.
We can see they are committed, Mr. Prime Minister, but certainly your presence, as you've done every year, each year, is a motivator.
Yeah, I mean, I try to contribute to every community in my constituency, but fundamentally I'm from Vickers, you know, and I always stay here. But I do provide support, material support to every project in my constituency, you know, for food, for drinks, and ensuring that the councils have everything in place. And I do go by each of the projects, but I normally stay in my village, Vickers, to make my contribution. And this is not only because I'm in politics, this is how we were socialized, and this is how we were brought up. That the community spirit is important, and we have had a very strong tradition in Vickers for that.
In Tibo, the young men were out in their numbers carrying the materials needed for construction of an access for some residents. Mr. Remy, you are perspiring. You've been working hard all morning?
Well, yes, from morning we are trying to build a footpath for some community persons that live a little further up. So we've been there from since morning.
So how many people are we talking about you building this access for?
Almost 5 families that lives in that area. And since after Maria, it makes it a little difficult that they get to their homes. If you can look at the project there, you could see how steep it is and how slippery it is, especially when it rains. I've served in the council for almost 20 years, and this is one of my main aim, is to ensure that all the community persons are well taken care of, and then in event of an emergency, we know that they can get from their home to the public road.
Okay. You said besides this, you had other things going on in the community as well, other projects?
Yes, we have other projects going on in the community. If probably on your way up, you would see some guys, some community persons working, and up in the village, there are some persons trying to clean and beautify.
What is really beautiful about this is to see how the young men are involved. How did you persuade them? Is this something they do naturally, or you had to persuade them to participate?
Well, over the years, going almost 6 years now, we've have a vibrant village council, and because of that, the people, they can see what the council, the aim of the council, and the young persons, they really come out to assist and to help and keep their community clean.
Perhaps it's because you have some good role models here. The seniors are the role models, and the young people emulate.
Well, looking at Tibo, it's not a large community, so you can always get all the persons together. You know, it's not a lot of large hamlets, so you can always get all the persons together.
Over in Portsmouth, we found 2 projects underway covering a bus shelter for students and power washing of street drains.
Since after Maria, this bus stop, which is used by most of the children that going up east, cars, Tibo, way up to maybe Kalibishi, they use that bus stop, but Hurricane Maria took off the roof. So we at M&R decided on our 30th anniversary, as you can see. It's M&R 30th anniversary, so we decided to do a few projects, and this is our first one. And we're changing the roof of this, putting a new roof, in fact, of this bus stop, so it could help with the kids and the people that are traveling up. Yes.
Tell us about the team.
Okay, the team actually is M&R team, and we have some of the contractors around our customers. We have some of them helping out, and we also have God's Family House of Worship, the youth department, also they're cooking for us today, and some of the directors of the youth ministry, they are here helping up, and we're just trying to get everything under control. So actually it's a project together with M&R Trading and God's Family House of Worship, youth ministry.
Okay, is that all you're able to take in for today? I mean, this will take you to run the course of the day?
Yes, because of the rain, we started late. We wasn't even sure whether we could have done it, but we're trying to see if we can cover it before the rain. Every now and then you have some rain. But as the first project we're doing, sometime in the month, we're going to do the Kalibishi bus stop that suffered a similar fate. The roof went also, and we're going to Kalibishi and do the bus stop also.
Thank you, sir. But you're going to bring joy to a lot of people.
Yes, definitely. We're working with the village council in Kalibishi. We asked them to identify a project, and they identify the bus stop, so we're going to get it done. So M&R will be doing that on the 30th anniversary.
My name is Irvin Shashak, and we are taking out the silt from the drains, because since the road got completed in 2016. The drains have never been power washed or never been cleaned, so we're cleaning it out. We choose today to do that. It's actually more than we anticipated, but we're trying to see how far we can go.
Okay, so you have a pretty good team there. Explain who these people are. Mainly men?
Well, only men. That is Double O and his gang. Plus, we have some guys that passing around that laying a hand, but dominantly Double O and his gang.
So that's the extent of the project?
Yes, well, but actually it's a big project. Surprisingly, we fought it in a lot of silt, but we take out at least 150 barrels of sand already. And we're still at it, and we only cover one block. So it's a larger project than we anticipated, but we're trying to see how far we can go today.
So this is a one-day project?
It doesn't look so though. It seems that that's something the council will have to take up to try to complete. But we will see if we can cover at least 3 of the 8 blocks on Rodney Street.
There was rain off and on, but that did not deter the people of Dublin.
We're doing some rehabilitation of the road in the community. Actually, this is the last piece of road we're really doing in the community. So basically, after we finish this portion of road, we have completed basically the main roads in the community. As you know, we're celebrating 40 years of independence, and my heart couldn't be more glad with the amount of persons that turn out to assist in this portion of road. When we say it's a norm in the community, it's not by no surprise that we have this amount of persons assisting there today, and we can only hope that we can do our best getting it done, because we had some hurdles earlier on with the rain. That's why we still a bit behind. But normally we have started doing the pavement already, but because of the rain, hence we have a late start.
This is something you intend to finish today?
Well, with the enthusiasm of the fellas, once the weather, because I seen it turning again, that I think we can achieve that. And they determined, actually was just going to just prepare the place and do it somewhere next week, Saturday. But the fellas are determined, they want to get it done.
So Kudme is alive in the community?
Yeah, very much alive. And you can even see it triggering through the young people. You know that it have been passed on from the older folks, and they too have upheld it. And I must say, as a chairman and as a council, we're pleased that this part, because we know it has been lost in a lot of communities over the years, but we cannot be more glad that we have this thing going on for us.
Yes,
Don't come back first now.
Why you thing inside here? Hurry up.
Okay, I am Kirk Dimas, a councillor from Biosh, and our project this year is in front of the bridge where it got damaged after Hurricane Maria, and we decided as the villagers to do this, to pave in front back of the bridge because it was mashed up, and persons come out from about after 8 this morning, where we provide them with breakfast and then soon to be lunch, and we have a lot of men working. The community turned out in large numbers as usual, where we have a lot of men working today with us, where we're going to do this. We're expecting to do more work, but when the weather is kind of playing part with it because we are going to stop each minute. But the Fundy Bridge is one of our major projects where we're going to do some work.
Okay, so how were you able to motivate the people? Is this one of the communities where Kudme is still alive?
Yes, I can say that because I'm on the council for the past 9 years. And what I do is I try to mobilize people at least 2 days before coming to their service, where we can get the villagers to contribute towards the food and the drinks. And this was well prepared. We have only 3 pots on the fire, 2 pots of soup and 1 pot of broth. And the men and them, when they are already finished at work, they will get something to eat and make sure that this is the day for the community. Forget about our differences, forget about our work at home, forget about everything, school. This is our contribution for us, 40 years of independence, where we're going to give back something to our community. And the turnout have been very, very well this morning. We had the presence of the parliamentary representative after 9 this morning, where she came to give a contribution. And this was very tremendous this morning as we continue our work today.
This is something you're likely to complete today?
Yes, we have to complete it today. Because this is not every time you can get the men out there to work for the community. So if we decide to do a project today, they will always come and do it, give it the entire day. Kiwi stop at 5, Kiwi stop at 6. My community day service always go up to after 6 in the afternoon.
What happens after the work and the broth and soup?
Well, some of them go up to Roseau for the National Street jump up.
Residents of Maho joined the parliamentary representative to support the construction of a sidewalk.
I want to commend the efforts of the various contractors. Actually, we have at least 3 main contractors coming in there today with the crews and to give back to the community. What we're trying to do here is to enhance the physical appearance of that particular area. To start first of all with the installation of sidewalk and to do some reclaiming of the land, putting in some chairs and so to have some nice flowers and to build 1 or 2 nice stalls. So to create a sense of economy in the area for our local folks. And it's absolutely important that we do that in Mao because Mao is a centralized location. And if you're traversing from Portsmouth or the west coast of the country from the north, you must traverse to Mao. So it's important that when you enter Mao, you get an impression. An impression in itself cannot be dry goods by the roadside, cannot be garbage, cannot be grass. There has to be something. And if we come together ourselves and to do what we ought to do as community, I think that in itself will create a sense of attachment and ownership to the particular project itself. I want to commend also Mr. Cassani Laville, who's providing the engineering supervision. But we're not just doing something. We're doing something and ensuring that it's properly supervised and it meets the specs, in terms of engineering practices. I also want to commend and say thank you to Daryl Williams, or P.H. Williams, for providing us with all the sand and the aggregates, and also Mr. Cassani Laville for helping us, of course, with the cement. So we are going to continue to get to the extreme end of that area, and if we don't, we'll go as far as we can today, and we're going to come back. Work has also been done in other parts of the constituency. In Massac, Fromager, on the main road itself, the guys were out there this morning, women and men alike. And the project was earmarked for the River Estate in Kenfield, where we actually installed a Bailey Bridge some months ago, trying to improve on the approaches there. And in Wana, I was in Wana just now, and almost 40 or 50 folks came out. And my advice to them some weeks ago was to bring out all the dry goods. And that's a clean area. And if you go to Wana, you'll see a number of old fridges and stuff like that. And we have a local trucker using this truck voluntarily to have the items transported to the landfill. Also in Windblow, Campbell, we had a project earmarked for some improvement to the roads. So a number of activities taking place. And I want to also say that throughout the country, I know people have been coming out, and to commend the Dominican public for coming up and participating in a national community effort.
Grand Bay Catholic Church building has been in ruin since Hurricane Maria, with mold festering beneath the debris. The elders were joined by the Youth and Community Service Day to clean up the mess. Patricia Casimir is one of those who showed up to help.
It was a bit difficult because we did not have a lot of people from the beginning, and we had a lot of elderly persons and a few members from the church committee. We had to carry the heavy benches out, the kneelers, and some of the other stuff that we had at the front of the sacristy and so on. And we had a hall at the back of the church that we had to remove all of the debris because it was completely destroyed and so on. And we had to clean up the yard and the front of the graveside and so on. It was very, very difficult. We had rain. It rained a bit, and we stayed under the rain. We carried debris out, and we still have a lot more work to be done because all of what was inside of the church is now outside, and we are waiting on a truck probably in the week to carry the debris and bring to a site where we can burn what we have to burn and bury what we have to bury.
So the heavy lifting, you had help from the men?
Yes, we had help from both men and women. We carried what we had to carry out, and we had a lot of hands to do what we have to do. We also had to sweep out some of the dust and so on from Hurricane Maria, what that came up from the roof, and we had a little grass growing inside there. So we said, if somebody come and have a little look at the church, even though it is not covered, we want it cleaned. So we tried our best to wet it down and sweep it off, and we used a barrow as well to bring out some of the sand outside and so on.
Looks like a building with a lot of mold. Were you all taking precaution with it?
Oh,
yes. Cleaning up?
Oh, yes, we did. We had protective gears. We had our gloves, we had our protective shoes, and everything else.
We will bring you coverage of more Community Day of Service projects in other communities in our next newscast. To end the news, the headlines again. Government to legislate greater recognition and reward for past politicians. Cultural groups around Dominica commended for their role in a successful independence 2018. And Anton White Ferry Joseph is four-time NCC Okada Slipser champion. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.